It is the first day of spring, though a cold one in the Northeast, as we welcome you to Brooklyn and the Barclays Center for this South Region second round encounter. And we will feature the Iowa Hawkeyes out of the Big Ten and the Villanova Wildcats out of the Big East. It's a 7 seed against a 2. Take a look at the lower left-hand corner. Iowa and Villanova meeting here for the right to advance to Louisville and to take on a 3rd seed, the Miami Hurricanes. Hi once again, everybody. Vern Lundquist along with Jim Spanarkel. Let's talk right about the difficulty that Villanova has had in getting past this second weekend.
The only good thing, Vern, is they've been playing well recently, and they've been 6 of 7 they've won, and they've been shooting the basketball very well. The other night against Asheville, they shot 46% from the three-point stripe. That's a big part of their offense, and they'll continue that this afternoon.
They are trying to get to the second weekend.
Right.
That's past the second game. Well, Iowa was number 3 in the country at one point. They really slumped at the ending. Which one's going to show up?
Well, that's a great question. I think Fran McCaffrey's trying to figure that out. They have only won 3 out of their last 9 games coming into this game, but they did play a half a game the other night against Temple. That was a very strong half for them. Now, obviously, they needed a bucket at the end, a buzzer beater to win that basketball game also.
Well, Fran McCaffrey is in his 6th year in Iowa City, and the lineup for the Hawkeyes at the top of the line: Giselle, Clemens, Jock, Uthoff, and Woodbury. Villanova starts Archie Diacono, Brunson, Hart, Jenkins, and Daniel Ochefu. And Jay Wright in his 15th season as the Villanova head coach. Archie Diacono controls, gets it to the right side. First jumper of the game is short. Rebound Utah. The officials: Michael Stevens, Kip Kissinger, and Bill Covington. Perfect for Utah.
So they set the tone early. Villanova gets it. They shoot within 5 seconds from the three-point stripe. Utah is the type of guy who's going to look to shoot that basketball whenever he gets it. We got an early foul out front to start things off. Maybe a little bit of the anxiety with Clemens to start things off out front. No need to foul right there.
Chris Jenkins will inbound. Puts it in the hands of Jalen Brunson, freshman out of New York. Archie Diacono, beautiful.
Well, if they could get Ochefu to come out at the free throw line, Vern, that just opens it up very easily. Ooh, look at Jay Wright.
Yeah.
He wanted to make that call.
He's asking for help.
They should turn and ask about the 500 people behind them in the Villanova shirts. They would help him a little better. Jay trying to work one early on the officials. Nice
pass. Wow. And Utah short with the shot. It will be Villanova ball.
There's that little defensive ability of Villanova to squeeze the middle of the floor on Utah that time. And Fran McCaffrey working the officials also, even though that was just a good call. Go the other way with it.
Jenkins. Archie Diacono, that's for 3. And, oh my gosh. Wow. Let's get the bounce.
That's it. And that gives them the opportunity to set up a little bit of a 1-2-2, trying to trap if they can. Nice release pass out front.
This is Giselle. 3 from the corner is good. Peter Jock.
Vern, if you recall, and I'm sure you do, Jock started this game very nicely the other day against Temple in the first half, shooting the basketball, then kind of went silent. But if Utah and Jock are hitting their shots, it'll be very interesting for Iowa, because then they won't have to plug it on the blocks.
Interesting, yesterday at the end of practice, all the team went into the locker room, saved 2 guys. And there's a basket from Josh Hart. Jock and Utah stayed out here and shot 3s with some of the training staff for about 10 full minutes.
And interesting enough, they both hit their first shots. Villanova, Vern, we've spoken about them and their style, and they shoot the ball quite a bit from the three-point line. But already we've seen 2 drives to the basket. I don't think they believe their shot blockers on the floor for Iowa, so they're going to test it out early, which I think makes a whole lot of sense.
This is Gasell. He was 0 for 8 from the field yesterday. Closely guarded, and a foul is going to be called on Clemens, I believe. How about the defensive effort of Daniel Oshefu?
So here's that bounce pass, which is a tough one, and it's an easy call for the officials with Clemens again out front.
And Clemens picks up his 2nd foul. Underneath Oshefu. Oh, dear. That's embarrassing.
It sure is. And they,
for 3, Hart. Nope. Oshefu makes amends. Yeah.
That one I think went through, Vern. The first one not so much, but that one I think he finished.
He had a really terrific game in the first round in the win over UNC Asheville.
Yeah, I was thinking Woodbury's got to slow him down at the other end. He put this on the floor. Go by him.
Utah lost it. Hell ball. And it's going to be Iowa ball.
One of the things that Fran McCaffrey, coach of Iowa, was talking about, if this guy gets the ball in there, he's dangerous. Not so much on that first trip, but they get the ball back, and he continues to work, and not so bad on that one.
No. Oshefu is going to get a rest. And Mikal Bridges, a freshman redshirt from Malvern, Pennsylvania, is on the floor, whereas number 25. Gasell.
And as you touched on a moment ago, Vern, 0 for 8 from the floor against Temple. And Fran McCaffrey was saying he's got a nice mid-range game. He shoots the 3 okay, but I'm hoping that he can step up his play this afternoon. So it's nice to see that shot go down.
Foul is called. Let's see who they got.
Iowa foul is on 14, Peter Jock.
Peter Jock.
So already the aggressiveness of Villanova has created 3 fouls on Iowa already. You see, they're a very, very good free throw shooting team, so they're really trying to work themselves into the free throw line early in this one.
Nice pass. Shot from Archie Diacono. No, off the mark. Another attempt to steal. Archie Diacono got it. Around the world and down. Basket good.
Making things happen with their transition. And the defense is really closing in on Iowa early.
Hart. Pull-up jumper. Oh, he's got 2 now, which is twice as many as he had yesterday.
Just, you know, as a senior, you just have to realize the moment. Just pull it. I love the way for a second there he pulled that ball back with 1 dribble just to kind of reload, reset yourself on the offensive end. But what it does also, it resets your thinking process instead of just running into a play that's not there.
They get past.
Yeah, they throw that well. Over the top.
Brunson's shot, no good. Villanova, early lead.
Well, they're getting down on the floor. It's a clean floor, but they're getting dirty and going with it as quickly as they can.
15-13 to go, first half.
This is what precision feels like. Magnetic Ride Control actively monitors road conditions 1,000 times per second to deliver a comfortable ride.
1,000 times, huh?
Yep, per second.
How about that?
This is the new, meticulously crafted 2016 Sierra Denali from GMC. This is the precision of professional grade. Now during the GMC Pro Grade event, get nearly $8,300 total value when you trade up to the specially equipped 2016 Sierra Crew Cab SLT.
When you make something first, you can spell it however you want. Miller Lite, the original light beer. Spelled different because it's brewed different.
Ever since Jim signed up for Lowe's personalized lawn care plan, I've been up on my hind legs trying to get a better view of his grass. It's so beautiful. Oh, cramp, cramp. My tiny unicorn legs can't take it.
Now get 20% off Pennington Smart Seed at Lowe's.
Do you have to go?
I really do, sweetie.
How long will you be gone, Mommy?
Probably a week, hopefully longer.
I have a nervous stomach.
I'm sorry, guys.
This isn't fair.
Bye. Bye.
Miss you. Why can't we watch the game? Because Daddy went to art school.
Hey, sorry I'm late.
Catch all the action at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Sure, we all picked a 12 seed to beat a 5th seed. And of course, some team is going to bust brackets all the way to the championship. But if you want to see a real Cinderella story, look right here. Southwest is having a sale. Fly for as little as $69 one way, and that's no fairy tale. Book now at southwest.com. Low fares, nothing to hide. That's transparency.
This Wednesday, take a trip inside the criminal mind.
He's walking into a trap.
Baby girl. New Criminal Minds. Then, when Americans go missing abroad, this team will rescue them.
If another American dies, I won't be alone.
The new hit drama, Criminal Minds Beyond Borders, after Criminal Minds, CBS Wednesday.
Villanova by 1, and time to check in with Allie LaForce.
Thank you, Vern. This Villanova senior class has already accomplished so much. They're the winningest class in school history. They guided their team to a #1 ranking during the regular season for the first time in school history, and they have 3 consecutive Big East regular season titles. But for them, there's a huge piece missing from that puzzle, and that's advancing out of the first weekend of the NCAA tournament. And when I talked to Ryan Arcidiacono, he said, this is not only the biggest game of the year, but it's the biggest game of our lives. If we go out there and play like we played the last 4 years, we can't leave with regrets. But the only way to stop the conversation about we can't get out of that first weekend is to show by our actions, and we're ready to do that tonight.
All right, Ellie, thank you. You and I saw Ryan Arcidiacono before the player introductions all by himself at the end of the bench in a moment of prayer.
Absolutely. Deep thought, getting ready mentally for this one, and now they come back with a little bit of a zone look.
Kristen Williams, who only averages 4 minutes per game, is on early. Now, this was in the pregame. At the end of the bench, Ryan Arcidiacono. He's been the heart and soul of this team, named as a freshman captain.
Yep, and you're just trying to get your thoughts there, Vern, in terms of settle down, because the emotions can take over a little bit.
Utah, guarded by Echefu. Here's Gazelle. He's hit 2 shots. Josh Hart out on him.
And Nova switching to that man-to-man from the zone.
That's kicked. Well, let's take a look at behind the stats presented by LG. We talk about Villanova not advancing. It's been a long time for Iowa. But look at that. 3 turnovers against Temple. And Villanova's 77.7 free throw percent this season.
And Vern, what we're seeing early with Jay Wright and Frank McCaffrey's team has to react to it is the changing defenses. Just try to confuse the point guard, confuse him a little bit, take some time off the clock.
This is Dom Ewell, number 25. That's Gazelle weaving his way through, and a little too strong with the up and under. Now, Mikal Bridges.
From a guard's perspective, that's what you want to do. You want to reverse to the other side, but you constantly look for somebody to track that shot and try to block it.
Bridges off the glass. Brunson, rather.
And one of the things, these guards are very good at holding their pivot foot down, which means that they can pivot and swing and turn in the lane and try to look for an opportunity to go when you relax defensively.
Utah.
Ewell just stepping back too, Vern. I thought Utah was going to go off the dribble real fast just then, but he fumbled the ball halfway up, and Ewell just pops right out. Guy who's shooting the ball at 46% from the 3-point stripe.
Brunson jumper. Loose ball, rebound, Bridges. Jenkins goes high, and they got the basket and the free throw.
Number 34, Adam Woodbury, his first team fourth.
So Villanova has been looking to go to the glass. Oh, here's that little post up down low. And too much strength. You know, one of the things when you look at Villanova, and a lot of people, I think, Vern, think, well, you know, they shoot the ball from the three-point stripe a lot. And they do. About 45% of their offense comes from the spot-ups, you know, the catch-and-shoot type of plays. But when you look at their lineup, you got Jenkins, who's 6'6", 240, not a small guy. Bridges at 6'7", Reynolds at 6'8". I don't think they're just a perimeter team, but I think people tag them that way sometimes.
Another Philly guy. Darrell Reynolds gets the three-point play. Peter Jock is back on, and Jared Utoff will get a rest. Gasell, Jock, Woodbury at the free throw line. Kicks it out to Jock, who kicks it back, and they misfire. Woodbury couldn't get it to complete the play.
He did put one in against Temple, though, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Put back in overtime at the buzzer. And they defeated the Temple Owls. Jenkins, yes. That's inside the arc. That's for two.
And they continue to look to the middle of the floor, too, Vern. That's what's collapsing the Iowa defense, and they are great at driving it and kicking it. And we're seeing that as a little bit of a clinic, a couple of trips down the floor.
Nice. Woodbury.
He's got to go stronger than that.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes bigs will float that shot there, but when you have O'Chefru standing behind you, I know he'll block a shot from time to time, but you have to throw your shoulders right into him and see what happens, even if you get a charge on that play.
This is Jalen Brunson, the freshman, guarded by Gasell. That's Jenkins for three. Jock in the corner. Bear for three. No. Brunson for Villanova. They've scored the last 8.
And they're settling it down because right now Brunson, and that's a smart play. 3 or 4 Iowa players were back. Early on in this game, he understands the importance of keeping the rhythm going.
Here comes Gasell. Ball's on the floor. He picks it. Leaves it. Beautiful. Wow, that was pretty.
I'm not sure how Bear got in there with the little shoulder dip. Then he brought it back. But Gasell, to my eye, early in this game, looks like he's settled in, though. That was a good recovery in the backcourt. He brought the ball up the floor, making good decisions, finding one of his teammates for a layup. Coming after an 0 for 8 night, as we spoke about the other night against Temple. It's good to see a senior, you know, get his head together and play well early on.
From the corner, Brunson. Got it.
Tell you what, Vern, I like those baskets down there for Villanova. They've had 2 of them that have been pretty friendly on the rims.
Woodbury, nice find. Bear off the glass.
So all of a sudden, a team, Iowa, that doesn't really go post up all that much. I think they've recognized the fact that Villanova doesn't block a lot of shots, only 3 per game. O'Chefru will get his blocks because he blocked 2 the other night. But I think you just have to keep going in there and see what happens.
Phil Booth, number 5, off the bench. Jumper. Chris Jenkins, 2 more.
Good ball fake.
Yes. There's the floater that worked.
Exactly. And the time for your floater is when you're out about 7 feet from the basket and you're a guy who can handle the ball. It's a lot easier to get that off the dribble and float it over the big guy because he has to take 2 steps out. When you're a big guy like Woodbury, you know, if I had that body, Bird, you know what you do? You put the muscle on somebody if you're big.
Wow. Here comes Dom Ewell. Bear, pull up 3, off the mark. Rebound Chefu for the Wildcats.
That's part of their offense, believe it or not, but I think just a little too quick. They did that the other day against Temple a few times, but that's the way they play. They look to go up and down a little bit more than what Nova does. Now they slide back into a 2-3 zone.
Around the perimeter, Phil Booth, Woodbury, There's a foul called. 26-19. 9:06 to go first half.
The only way you get this roll, Vern, is if you shoot the ball softly.
I think I want a new nickname. And what's wrong with Sir Charles? I don't know, but I need something fresh.
What about Slam Chunk? Alley Whoops?
March Sadness? No. Full Court Mess?
Number 34 with fries.
Oh, the round mound of sit around. You know what? I'm good. Well, what you want to call yourself, Chuck? What about Chuckalicious? Guys on the road, man.
You can check on them. You can worry about them. You can even choose a car for them.
Honey, are you okay? I'm okay.
Love.
We're okay.
It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Hey there, can I help you with anything?
Hey, Siri, what's AT&T's latest offer?
Oh, I don't think that Siri
right now. Switch to AT&T for an iPhone and get one free.
Wow, is that right?
Yeah, it's basic.
Yes, that is the current offer from AT&T.
Okay, Siri, you don't know everything.
Well, I know you asked me to call you the AT&T hostess with the most...
Okay, shut her down. Turn it off.
Right now, buy an iPhone and get another one free when you add a second line.
7-Eleven Steak and Cheese Melt. USDA Choice Steak. Signature peppercorn salt. You know we can see you. No, you can't. Taste the awesomeness of our Steak and Cheese Melt for only $3.49. 7-Eleven, awesomeness guaranteed.
This Tuesday.
Looks like we got ourselves a good old-fashioned dad-off.
Buy Daddy's Home on Blu-ray.
Ow! Did you just punch me in the face, Brad?
Yes. And get $15 off sports tickets.
This one's for Dylan and Megan.
Daddy's Home. Own it on Blu-ray this Tuesday.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Who's going to make the most shots? Who has more points in the second half? Play the Capital One NCAA Tournament Run game on NCAA.com and in the March Madness Live app. And it's time for our Infinity Coaches Spotlight. We'll focus on Fran McCaffrey in his 6th season. One of 12 coaches to lead 4 schools into the tournament, and McCaffrey has never led a team into the NCAA. Phil Booth at the line for Villanova. Reading about Fran McCaffrey, we enjoyed chatting with him yesterday. He's a Philly guy.
Yes, he is.
He's got his BS degree from the Wharton School of Economics and a master's degree, but he was known when he was playing as White Magic.
He sure was. Fran was a good player in his day. A little bit of a gamble. You're up 9. You go for that gamble. You're down 9. You don't go for that gamble.
Well, that's already the 3rd turnover for Iowa. That equals the number of turnovers they had in their game against Temple. Archie Diacono had to call timeout and gets to have a chat with Jay Wright. He'd look for a teammate. He gave up the dribble. He couldn't find anybody open.
Yeah, it's like kind of where, like, he gives it up here, but hey, where is everybody?
See the defender get away from him?
Sup?
Sup? Sup? Sup? All right, we all wearing our lucky socks, right?
Check.
Blue cooler?
Check.
Green cooler?
Check.
Rabbit's foot?
I got 4. Wait, the last time we won, we were in different seats.
Good call. Can't believe we almost forgot that.
I was driving last time, but I drove last time. Okay, we're gonna lose.
Best-in-class cargo space plus best-in-class performance. The all-new BMW X1. See your local BMW center today for details.
Pepper jack cheese baked into the shell? It's gonna be big. The new quesalupa, only at Taco Bell.
Hi, I'm Captain Obvious. When I heard there was a race for president, I decided to run. And I'll be running all over America. So follow me on CaptainObviousRunsForPresident.com. Or don't. We live in a democracy.
Supported by Hotels.com.
Remain in your home to hear an exciting bundle offer. All contracts are binding. You must comply.
We got a runner.
Hey! Follow me!
Better TV starts now.
Every insurance policy has a number, but not every insurance company understands the life behind it. For those who've served and the families who've supported them, we offer our best service in return. USAA, we know what it means to serve. Get an insurance quote and see why 92% of our members plan to stay for life.
The work we do in here is for the work you do out there. The tools we make today are the tools your kids will fight over someday. Channel Lock, fiercely made in Meadville, Pennsylvania, USA.
We invite you to choose your favorite player on the court or for your taste with Coca-Cola in the NCAA tournament. Inbound, and they do have a full 10 seconds.
They do. Because if not, they'd be in trouble with the way they were passing the ball back then. Nice double team on the sideline.
What a skip pass, huh?
Beautiful. Oh, not today.
Rejection from Ahmad Wagner, number 0.
After that terrific pass across the court, Wagner just times that perfectly, doesn't he? He sends it out of bounds. So do a Bill Russell on me.
Yeah.
Bill Russell would keep that in play, but
Archie Diacono with the jumper off the rim. Utah chases it down. And Iowa, here's Gasell. Nicholas Baird, jump stop, beauty. Boy, he has had effective minutes off the bench.
He sure has. Vernon, one of the things he's doing is he's using his body to try to figure out how to get in there at 6'7", 200. He's kind of slicing through, and I love the way he finished that shot off by pulling it away just a little bit, not to get it touched or deflected.
Archie Diacono, Phil Booth for 3. Perfect. We had the perfect angle on that one. You could see when it left his hand, it was bound for the bottom of the net.
And because Villanova had been driving to the basket early in this game, I think Iowa's not attacking the perimeter as they normally do. They're a pretty good closeout perimeter team.
Well, they leave Bear open. There's a block. Looked like it was Darrell Reynolds. He's going to get to the bench. Ochefu is back on. Gasell for Iowa. Dom Ewell.
Hey, TJ, staring contest. Me and you. Go. You're going to flinch. Your eyes are hurting. You're about to break. Yeah, there it was.
Do you even have eyes behind those?
At Jiffy Lube, we want you to have it all. Expertise and convenience. That's why with our range of services and our award-winning training program, you can be sure to find our expert technicians around almost every corner. Jiffy Lube, leave worry behind.
Bring it. How did you do that? You didn't even move your hands.
Go on the wrist, Schwartzy.
All right, another game.
Alexa, what time is it?
It's 5:43 p.m.
I've got a table reading at 6 o'clock. Alexa, how's the traffic?
The fastest route is 45 minutes to downtown.
Could we take the bike?
Come on, Schwartzy. Jason, get in the sidecar.
Welcome to the world, 2116. You can fly across town in minutes, or across the globe in under an hour. Whole communities are living on Mars, and solar satellites provide Earth with unlimited clean power. In less than a century, Boeing took the world from seaplanes to space planes, across the universe and beyond. And if you thought that was amazing, you just wait.
Through all this madness, TV's smartest team is the world's best shot.
I promise, my team and I are going to save you.
Coverage of the NCAA men's basketball tournament is sponsored by GMC, Jiffy Lube, and by Amazon Echo.
We're back in Brooklyn, and thus far, Villanova has outscored Iowa by 10. Bench points, 11. 8 of those from Nicholas Baird, the freshman, for Iowa, and 8 off the bench for Villanova. As we get back to play, let's check. Uthoff is on the floor, so is Gasell. Ahmad Wagner. Nicholas Baird has earned more playing time with that 8-point effort. Jock. Up and under and too strong. Tipped out of bounds. Villanova ball.
A little sluggish at the offensive end for Iowa. And Jock just a little bit wild trying to finishing that off. And Fran McCaffrey switches to his look at the 1-2-2. Try to speed Villanova up a little bit.
Allie?
The focus of Villanova's huddles have been continue to pressure the ball. They think they're doing a great job in that aspect of the game and also really focus on the off-ball screens.
And Allie on cue there. Defensively, Iowa goes the other way with aggressive defense. And the ball is up high. And watch this last move right here to push off. And the official, by the way, is right over here looking at that play. So he's got a perfect angle. The other one makes the call also. But both of these officials were right on that call.
Yep. So the foul on Ochefu. Here's Gasell. Jock, catch and release. Off the mark, rebound, loose ball. And it winds up in the laps of Villanova radio announcers.
Was that Whitey Rigsby over there?
Yeah.
I can't tell whether he caught it or not. And Bear pretty active, earning his minutes. Guy who scores at about 5 points a clip. Coming off the bench for Iowa and Fran McCaffrey and giving them a much-needed lift, even though they're still down 10 at the 7-minute mark.
You want me to test your geography?
Okay.
He's from Bettendorf, Iowa. Do you know where that is? You know that Jenkins just hit a 3.
Just a little west of here, I'm guessing.
It's part of the Quad Cities.
Oh, there you go.
On the Mississippi. Davenport, Moline, Rock Island. Oh gosh.
That was a little awkward, the way Hart came down just then.
Iowa fouls under 10 with the 7. His first, team 6.
You know, the body action was up high, Vern, but I think it might have been a little bit of a jam on the foot. There it is, down below. Yeah, everybody looks up high, and not. You get a little jam of that right foot, and it looks like the ankle gave just a touch.
Josh Hart at the line after the foul by Gasell. Phil Booth and Mikal Bridges in for Villanova. Archie Diacono and Jenkins head to the Villanova bench. Archie Diacono's getting a little advice from, looks like the trainer. 2 free throws, good.
They got to get Utah involved here sooner or later. I mean, maybe a little baseline screen they like to run for him. This is a matchup zone, and it's aggressive, isn't it?
Yeah, Brunson was in the lane then. From the corner, Bear, no, not this time.
You get the sense, Vern, that they're rushing to get into the shot?
Yes.
Yeah, they got to calm down. That was a rush shot. They're almost like in the panic mode. If I don't take this shot, I may not get a better one. And you got to work that clock if you're struggling.
Villanova has scored 8 in a row and established the largest lead of the game at 15. Back outside, Brunson saves it. 5 on the shot clock. Bridges, entry pass, Ochefu. 2 on the shot clock. Backdoor pass. They did not beat the clock.
No, they did not.
Back in for Iowa number 34, Adam Woodbury.
Watch Masters live on CBSSports.com for exclusive video of Amen Corner 15 and 16. Featured groups plus highlights and analysis. I got to go to my golf voice here. Watch live on CBSSports.com and Masters.com.
I've been waiting 2 years for that. Thank you.
Well, it's always a thrill to get to go back and be a part of it. Rebound Villanova. They'll slow it down.
At one point in the year, we touched on it earlier, Iowa's worked their way up to the number 3 team in the country. They've lost 6 out of their last 9 games. And they're giving up threes, but they're playing like a team that's been struggling. Not the number 3 team in the country at one point.
Yeah, we saw a lot of life, especially in the first half of their game against Temple. Slowed down a little in the second, wound up having to win it. Here's Jock. That'll help. That's for 3 for Peter Jock. They wound up winning in overtime on Woodbury's putback. But look at this.
Picking them apart. Jay Wright's team has a clinic going on at the offensive end of the floor. And defense isn't all that bad either. Ooh, they may have gotten Bridges with a little bump foul underneath on Woodbury. So the dunk is a big part of this play, but the extra pass into the middle, fill and give it up and go. And that's just finding a way. They were camped and stuck in snow at half court. Nobody retreating back.
Mike Cassell will inbound. Peter Jock guarded by Phil Booth. Another turnover. Here's Jenkins.
Boy. He had a trailer behind him, though.
Yeah, he did.
They just can't get Utah a shot right now. He's only 1 for 2.
Little elbow thrown by Woodbury. He gets the pass, and it's going to be Iowa ball.
You know, Jenkins gets the steal here, but that's maybe one of his easier ones of the season. Utah just not catching the ball, and we'll give that another friendly rim.
Well, the Villanova fans, it's, 90 minutes up here from Philly?
Yeah, give or take.
Yeah. Well, do you train, or you want to try the Jersey Turnpike?
I've been on that before.
Hours, I bet.
Yes.
Hours. Utah into the corner. Kristen Williams for 3.
Kristen Williams.
Now, if ever they needed a basket, remember with the backcourt, Brunson and Arcidiacono, 2 point guards on the floor with Booth, who's pretty good at it also.
Back outside for Booth. That's for 3, and that looks good. Wow.
I don't want to knock Iowa's defense too much, Vern, but guess what? If you're standing around shooting rhythm jump shots, these guys will make more than 45 or 50% of those types of shots. Iowa is in trouble defensively. And Woodbury moving out front.
Yeah. Moving screen. Time call.
Wouldn't ask why the rose that grew from the concrete had damaged petals. On the contrary, we would all celebrate his tenacity. Well, We are the roses. These are my damaged petals. Don't ask me why. Ask me how.
Audi pilotless vehicles have conquered highways, mountains, and racetracks. And now, much of that same advanced technology is found in the new Audi A4. With one notable difference. The all-new Audi A4 with available traffic jam assist.
Someone's hacked all our technology.
Technology? Say, have you seen all the amazing technology in Geico's mobile app?
Mobile app?
Look, electronic ID cards, emergency roadside service. I can even submit a claim.
Wow.
Yep, Geico's mobile app works like a charm.
Geico. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.
Ma, Pa, why do we settle for cable?
Because we're settlers, and that's what we do.
But with DirecTV and AT&T, you can get your TV and wireless service from one provider.
Are not we your providers? Do we not provide you with this succulent jackrabbit pie, this delicious gray water soup, and a single lick off the family lolly every harvest moon?
Don't be a settler. Get a $100 reward card when you switch to DirecTV.
This is for the doubters, the naysayers, the ones who said I can't. That no matter how hard I try, it's not my destiny. Well, this time I proved you all wrong. 'Cause I can, and I will. Finish Sonic's new Ultimate Chicken Club. It's just gonna take me a while. Like until tomorrow.
Well, as you has. I was an English teacher and I specialized in grammar. You have pointed out that with soft shots, the rim can be kind, and even with hard shots.
We have seen that a bunch, three or four times already, but the truth of it is that there have been a bunch of shots that Nova has not even used the rim. They've been shooting so smoothly.
Coming up on AT&T at the half, Greg, Clark, and Kenny will have first half analysis, and they'll tell you about Xavier's Trayvon Blewett's patriotic family ties. That's all coming up on AT&T at the half. Jenkins, another three. That's only the fourth miss. They're 7 of 11 now. And Utah just hasn't been a part of all this.
No, he hasn't. You know, his minutes on the floor, 13 minutes or so, he's only got 2 shots. You may have to force feed him once or twice. Get him on the block, see what he can do with it.
And he's got Chris Jenkins fronting him now. He pops outside.
And you got to put the ball on the floor and go by him a step or two.
Good defense by Jenkins. Ball away, no. Put back, no. Rebound. Darrell Reynolds, number 45. It ain't happening for Iowa right now.
It is not. Jay Wright continues. After that game against Asheville, he didn't really expend a whole lot of minutes from individual players on his bench with the big win and lead. And he's rotating guys in very nicely now.
Baseline, Utah picks off the errant pass. Wagner, no call. Jock in the corner, Ewell. Air ball. They'll let him have it now.
You see the quickness of that shot again, Vern?
Yeah.
I know they like to take them quickly in their sets, but I think you really need to work and get to the free throw line or charge into the basket. You're not just going to outshoot Villanova.
Nice quick move by Booth. Missed it. And the rebound. Peter Jock of the Hawkeyes.
Wow, another Booth. Ooh.
They called the foul.
His first, team fifth.
That's his first.
Let's see, does he get the arm? Yeah, I think he gets the arm. He doesn't keep it free. The ball comes free, but that's because he has a hand on the arm of the player. And This time of year, that ball goes loose. 2, 3, 4 guys are going to be charging down after it. And just can't get to their sets offensively.
See if we can get this one. There you are, finally.
He's pretty good. I will tell you this, when he hits a little bit of body contact on the defender, he has the ability to space and get his shot off. Now he trips.
Well,
Iowa foul is number 20, Jared Utah.
watch live games on your computer, phone, tablet, or streaming dance. Oh, dear gosh. With NCAA March Madness Live, watch now at ncaa.com/March Madness or download the app today. I'm your guy. If you need instructions, what do you think?
I'm just going to call you. You've now turned into a computer geek as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, hashtag. That's my middle name. That was at dinner last night, and it did come in very handy.
It did. You were updating the scores?
I was doing play-by-play. The folks at adjacent tables weren't thrilled.
Who's this guy reading scores all night? What's wrong with him? Is he out on leave?
Got a nighttime pass.
Exactly.
But I had to stay in the neighborhood.
Upstairs. Nice defensive work.
Sure was. That was here at the other end. Yep.
Brunson knew at half court, Vern, as a lefty, he was on the left side of the floor just then, that was not going to get challenged.
What a dominating performance.
Wow, another one.
Fran McCaffrey has seen enough.
I don't know what he's going to say in this huddle, Fran McCaffrey, because Nova, they just need this to disappear and get to the break.
All right, it's Ford Truck Month. This is the time, this is the place, and this is Ford F-150. With a high-strength military-grade aluminum alloy body, it's up to 700 pounds lighter than before. So you can tow more of this, haul more of that. And F-150 is the winner of a 2016 Kelley Blue Book 5-year Cost to Own Award, which will save you lots of this. This is the time.
Now get 0% financing for 60 months plus $1,800 cash back on a 2015 F-150. See your local Ford dealer today.
52 points Nova has scored, most points allowed by Iowa in any half this year. I don't know what Fran McCaffrey did say. I can't imagine what he could say.
There's, at this particular point, guys, don't turn the basketball over. Try to get one bucket out of this, and we'll regroup in the locker room. But I can't imagine that Jay Wright's team, as good as they've been all season long, has played a half anywhere near as well and consistent as this is. Look at their defense, Vern.
Yeah.
And they're turning their D into strong offensive transition.
I thought Stephen F. Austin was playing his second game.
Good point.
Wow. Another miss.
Go up.
Rebound. Another rejection.
2-on-1 break on the delay.
15 seconds. Archie Diacono. Utah. With 4.7 seconds to go.
They're just making it happen. And watch the way they fan out. So now you give yourself a little room to separate 2-on-1 breaks. If you're so tight and running the floor tightly, you're not going to be able to make an easy bounce pass. And Fran McCaffrey's having trouble with his team on the half-court sets, Vern, in the transition. And
free throw line.
He's an 82% free throw shooter.
Yeah. Missed them both. Well, at the buzzer, nope, doesn't matter.
He hit one against Asheville. I think he was thinking of the buzzer right at the end of the first half.
You're right. Well, a standing ovation given to Jay Wright and the Wildcats of Villanova. Let's go to Allie, who was with Jay Wright.
Coach, your defense showed no mercy, holding both Jock and Utah to just 2 made field goals each. How'd you do it?
I don't know, really. They're great
great players. We probably can't play any better defensively. So our challenge in the second half is they're a great offensive team. How are we going to withstand the push? I know we're not going to play that well defensively, but we got to play close.
Your offense is scoring in every way, including 7 made three-pointers. How have you been able to create those opportunities?
Well, we've created a lot of turnovers. So when we're out in transition, we're getting some open threes, and then we're getting some easy buckets off of our defense.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.
Allie, thank you. That's the end of the first half with the score Villanova shockingly leading Iowa 54-29. AT&T at the half after this message and a word from your local station.
This is what precision feels like. Magnetic Ride Control actively monitors road conditions 1,000 times per second to deliver a comfortable ride.
1,000 times, huh?
Yep, per second.
How about that?
This is the new, meticulously crafted 2016 Sierra Denali from GMC. This is the precision of professional grade. Now during the GMC Pro Grade event, get nearly $8,300 total value when you trade up to this specially equipped 2016 Sierra Crew Cab SLT.
The madness is reaching new heights. And the stats are in. Game on. Only CBS has the #1 drama. The #1 comedy.
Looks like we have a winner.
The #1 new comedy. The #1 news program. And a whole new late night.
Thank you.
That is cool. Thanks for making CBS America's most watched network. Taya Leone as Madam Secretary. New episode CBS tonight after 60 minutes.
He just got fired.
Why?
Network breach.
Since when do they fire CEOs for computer problems?
They got in through a vendor. Do you know how many vendors have access to our systems?
No.
Hundreds, if you don't count the freelancers.
Should I be worried?
You are the CEO.
It's not just security, it's defense. BAE Systems.
Hi, here for our One for Everyone event?
Yep, and I brought everyone.
Everyone?
Kamiko's my BFF, Darren's her boyfriend, Jillian's my sister. She's dating Liam, who used to date Teresa, but they're still friends.
Well, Kamiko and Darren could get 0% APR financing, low monthly payments for Jillian, amazing lease deals for Liam, and tons of inventory for his friend, Teresa. Nice.
Right now, you can lease a new 2016 Corolla for just $139 a month. Or get 0% APR for a full 60 months on the fun-to-drive Corolla.
Got room for one more?
Toyota, let's go places.
So what's going on?
It's a classic mob hit, Harry.
Try to stay clear of whatever this is. It's above both our pay grades.
There's a limit to what you can let slide.
Sometimes fear is a good thing. Wouldn't hurt you to have a little more of it.
Anyone lays a hand on my family, and I'll kill you all.
AT&T at the half is presented by AT&T, mobilizing your world.
We are at halftime over in Brooklyn, where Villanova leads the Iowa Hawkeyes by a score of 54-29. 54 points, the most that Villanova has ever scored in the first half of a tournament game. Hi, everyone. Welcome to AT&T at the half. Greg Gumbel along with Clark Kellogg and Kenny Smith. Feels like one of those games where everything that could go right for Villanova went absolutely perfectly, and everything that could go wrong for the Iowa Hawkeyes did just that.
You summed it up pretty well. Actually, looks like yesterday's games where the higher-seeded teams got off to dominating starts, with the exception that both Yale came back. Iowa doesn't look like they have the ability to come back. The team that played so well during the middle of December, middle of January in Iowa has disappeared. Defensively, they're not offering resistance, and Villanova has been superb. Three-pointers, a big part of their success here today. Chris Jenkins, boom. Take it away, Kenny.
Well, you know, overall, there's just, like you said, the three-point shot. But I think the Iowa zone was lackluster, giving these shots all over the floor. No resistance. Jalen Brunson right here. No resistance there. Just steps into a three. And then, oh, we're going to finish it too, Clark. We got everything in the package that you can possibly imagine. Where's the defense? Where is it, Clark? He's wide open.
Non-existent.
For that shot. And to me, that was the difference, where Villanova gave no space. They're like, there's no space in here. And they say you have to play through the contact. And, you know, that was I was looking at in terms of my Kenny vision, kind of figuring out what was going on. And it was more just as much offensively. But right here, this is where my man Gazelle has to go through the contract so he can make him play him. And then he can force Jalen Brunson to come over and help even more. But instead of playing through the contact, he picks up his dribble, and now we got you. We locked and loaded in. And when you're in a scramble to get off a good shot, and all of a sudden air ball, and we're going down off to the races. The fact that if you don't play through contact off the dribble against Villanova will make them attack you even more. Play through the contact, get to the rim, force two men to play one, and then you're going to get open shots.
Now, we have seen teams recover and play better in the second half, but does Iowa look like it has it in them today?
Well, with that lack of defensive presence, they have no chance. I mean, we saw Wichita State come back because of its defense. We saw Yale come back because of its defense and rebounding yesterday. I mean, those were warm-up jump shots, we call those. Yeah. Wide open, pre-game jump shots that Villanova was able to get and knock down 61% of them. Of all the shots, they got 7 of 12 from the three-point line. So they've got to get aggressive. I agree with you. They've got to turn it up, turn it on, and try to play more aggressively in man-to-man.
So what's Fran McCaffrey saying?
Get out the zone. I mean, you know, and he's got to say, you know, it's a personal challenge.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's like, when you get to a point, and we were talking, Clark and I were talking about this, as a point guard or even as a guard, you go, you know what? I have to abandon the play because these guys are overplaying everything. So I have to prove to them that I need space and I deserve space. And if you don't do that and attack off the dribble to create the space so you can run your offense, you will be stuck all night.
All right, guys, more to come on AT&T at the half. The winner of this one will play Miami in the Sweet 16.
They lob it upstairs. Slam on a special delivery. Rodriguez, off the window. Murphy skies in for the two-handed flush. Rodriguez, yes! Oh, 3!
Sweet 16, here come the Hurricanes.
During the Lexus Command Performance Sales Event,
Turnaround jumper.
There's always cause for celebration.
Are you kidding me? The crowd is on its feet.
With extraordinary offers on our most powerful performance line ever, including the exhilarating IS, the thrilling GS, and the powerful RC Coupe.
The buzzer.
Because thrills like this only happen during the Command Performance Sales Event. This is the pursuit of perfection.
You see, you wouldn't ask why the roads that grew from the concrete had damaged petals. On the contrary, we would all celebrate its tenacity. Well, we are the roses. These are my damaged petals. Don't ask me why. Ask me how.
Well, the squirrels are back in the attic.
Mom?
Your dad won't call an exterminator.
Can I call you back, Mom?
He says it's personal this time.
If you're a mom, you call it the worst time. That's what you do. If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
Where are you? It's very loud there. Are you taking a Zumba class?
Basketball has been a game changer for me.
It's helped me grow as a teammate and a leader.
By establishing standards for youth development, USA Basketball is making a difference for players of all ages.
Through education and training,
they're helping to make the game safer
and more fun. Make sure your child is taught the right way.
Ensure you're the best coach you can be.
To learn more, visit usab.com or download the USA Basketball mobile app.
This year, I'm taking an unlimited approach to NCAA March Madness. More streams, more screens. With unlimited data from AT&T, I can keep up with all the action. Just because a game takes a break doesn't mean fans do. There's picks to show and plays to share. You know when we stop talking about basketball? Never. So keep the madness marching with scores, stats, highlights, sound bites, top plays.
Get unlimited data from AT&T, proud partner of NCAA March Madness.
Dogs, underdogs.
Alley-oop. Oh, my God. 6 on the shot clock. Finally, some emotion from Thomas Walker.
And for the second time in 3 years, the Lumberjacks advance.
It's why this tournament is so much fun.
And you'll get a chance to see SFA try to extend its tournament run today here on CBS against number 6 seed Notre Dame. The Lumberjacks dominated West Virginia in their 14-point first-round win. Notre Dame had 4 guys score in double figures as they overcame a 12-point halftime deficit to defeat the Michigan Wolverines. And there is Brad Underwood and his SFA Lumberjacks arriving over in Brooklyn. That's game 2 here on CBS later today. Speaking of later today, Xavier will take on Wisconsin for a bid into the Sweet 16. The Musketeers will need a big game from sophomore Trayvon Blewett. Blewett has emerged as a confident and disciplined leader, attributes he's developed thanks to a unique upbringing.
Trey's had a phenomenal sophomore year. He's given us a versatility on offense, a hellacious rebounder, a guy that has a great IQ for the game. He's always been a winner.
Blewett, the blow-by. Trayvon Blewett picks it up. Blewett for 3. Got it.
I grew up in Indianapolis, Indiana, and, I had parents who were both Marines. So, you can kind of guess that the household was, pretty strict, a lot of discipline going on.
Yep. Back here's where it all began.
I never really looked at us as being militant or military, but I just wasn't really like too sensitive of a mother, especially with boys. You don't see any blood, let me look, you're okay. You know what I'm saying? Dust off and keep it pushing.
I always pushed him being tough, and tough to me was not having your emotions on your sleeve, not being able to be read and just get up and keep fighting every day. He's always had that in him.
There were a few times that I kind of wanted to rebel, but, I just kept my mouth shut because I knew that the parents knew best. So in the long run, it helped me, helped me be the person I am today.
We don't let her play anymore. The last time we had to carry her in, so.
The toughness and confidence comes from my mom.
I was a defensive player myself. My nickname was Mad Dog.
Mad Dog.
I don't even know how we came up with that name other than I guess I was tough.
I can see her kind of having a little foul trouble back in her day.
Good, Red, good. Reload. Go get, go.
My dad was a Marine. I understand that background that he has because of the way I grew up as well. He's very respectful. It's yes sir, no sir. It's just really evident in how he carries himself.
And Trayvon Blewett, look out. The super sophomore from Indianapolis. His shot is pure.
I think this team has been about toughness, how together we are, how competitive practices are every day, even late in the season. We feel like we have, still enough spark in us to go get a Final Four run.
Okay, one parent is a Marine. I can see you being tough. Both parents are Marine. I might not get out of bed in the morning. However, all due respect to young Mr. Blewett, we saw a bit of an exercise going on out there. Clark and Kenny are going to tell us just how that goes. What's the purpose of it?
Well, you know what the funny thing, we were just talking about Villanova, how they make you play through contact, and Gazelle of Iowa wasn't. So basically that drill was very similar to just getting through and playing through the contact. So then you're able to do it. But I want to shout out my man, Bobby Lewis, back in the day.
Yes,
He's
sir.
the original guy who showed me all the 2-ball drills, everything that you can imagine that you can do with a basketball. He showed me how to do it, Clark. What's Lewis? So when Steph Curry does all that now, I'm like, nah, man.
Nothing new under the sun, right?
Bobby Lewis, man. That was a guy, man. Bobby Lewis did all of that back in the day, man. He and Pete Mavericks, those are the two guys.
So what's the purpose of getting hit on the arms while
to
you're
play through contact, so you get accustomed to playing through, concentrating, handling the ball through physicality. And even with the gloves that you saw in that picture of Trayvon Blewett, it allows you to learn how to play through contact even at the rim. Yes. So it's an excellent drill for kids to understand, concentrate on what you're doing, even if you get bumped or pushed or tagged a little bit.
When they start to play with two at the same time, you'll be the first one they call.
Oh, you got to use both hands, baby. You got to be able to use both hands.
We thank you for watching AT&T at the half. Back for the second half of Iowa and Villanova after this.
AT&T at the half is presented by AT&T, mobilizing your world.
Mmm, 7-Eleven's new chicken sandwich. 100% white meat chicken. Barbecue honey mustard. Hey, how'd you get in here? Taste the awesomeness of our new chicken sandwich for only $1.99. 7-Eleven, awesomeness guaranteed.
I've been blind since birth. I go through periods where it's hard to sleep at night and stay awake during the day.
Learn about Non-24 by calling 844-844-2424 or visit my24info.com.
Hey, look, it's car dealership Tube Man in the Scion IA. Recently liberated and never looking back. It's weird he'd want a backup camera, well, with the whole never looking back thing. And he can barely contain his excitement about the low-speed pre-collision safety system. It's weird he'd care about a 7-inch touchscreen display when his hands are in the air like he just dumped. But who better to point out all the standard features? The 2016 Scion IA. 0.0% APR plus $500 bonus cash.
You live for March. That's why AT&T's network lets you stream the action all month long, when and where you need it.
Setting screens and opening up the offense.
The senior has finally stepped up.
So you feel like you're part of the game. From just about anywhere.
Thanks a lot, Dave.
This is your network, the network of AT&T.
I coined my definition of success in 1934. My definition of success is peace of mind attained only through self-satisfaction in knowing you made the effort to do the best of which you're capable. It's like reputation and character. Reputation is what others perceive you to be. Character is what you are.
Get an in-depth look at every angle of the bracket on NCAA March Madness Bracket Breakdown, presented by Reese's. Tonight, immediately following tournament games, only on CBS Sports Network. Join hosts Luke Bryan and Dirk Bentley when the stars return to Vegas. The Academy of Country Music Awards, live CBS Sunday, April 3rd.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NCAA for their private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or any picture, description, or accounts of the game without the NCAA's consent is prohibited.
Villanova 54, Iowa 29 at halftime. Your teams, your highlights, your scores, all in one place. Download Team Stream, the free app from Bleacher Report, now. How do you come back from 25 down? I don't know.
According to Kelley Blue Book, Subaru has the highest resale value of any brand. Again, you might find that comforting. Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
The stars shine on Colbert. Catch The Late Show Monday.
There's a sound a ball makes when it catches nothing but net. Everyone loves that sound, that precision. At GMC, we get that. Nothing separates the men from the boys like nothing but net. This is the precision of professional grade. Now, current lessees switch to GMC and get this low-mileage lease on this 2016 Acadia for around $269 per month. GMC, we are professional grade.
Good morning, this is your captain speaking. It's a beautiful day with sunny skies and a light tailwind out of the northeast.
Blue skies smiling at me, nothing but blue skies do I see.
The new JetBlue card. It's like having JetBlue with you wherever you go. Get 3 times points on JetBlue purchases, 2 times at restaurants and grocery stores, and 1 time on all other purchases. The new JetBlue card.
I do everything on the internet, but
It's kind of slow. My friend said I should get Fios because it's the fastest. I just downloaded 600 photos in 60 seconds. That's seriously better.
We're at 2%.
I wonder what else could be better around here.
I heard that.
Now, get our best offer ever. Super fast 100 meg internet plus TV and phone for just $69.99 a month online with no annual contract. 100 meg speeds at a price this good? Fios can do that. Cable just can't. Switch to better. Switch to Fios.
Coverage of the NCAA men's basketball tournament is sponsored by Buffalo Wild Wings, Subaru, Lowe's, and by Geico.
I got something we can sell you. The Brooklyn Bridge. That's it. 54-29 Villanova. First half stats. This is going to be tilting toward the blue, don't you think?
It really has, and Villanova, Vern, just really playing as well as I've seen them over the years, and not to steal one of your lines, but this might be a wow as far as how Villanova has played. And Iowa just, and not making fun of Iowa, I've been there before as a player. When you get punched in the first half, you have to figure out a way to come back and be just gutty, test yourselves as a team, and play hard. That's all you can be asked to do right now is play hard and see if something good happens.
Well, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Coach McCaffrey told me at the half, we have to get stops, not just stops, but consecutive stops. He's like, some of those plays are leading to made baskets, easy baskets for them. We can't turn the ball over, and on top of that, we have to have Utah be more aggressive out there. He's getting some shots, but he needs to create for himself, and we need to create for him so he can get more shots and better shots.
All right, Allie, thank you.
Well, he's right, Allie, too, because Fran's a bright guy. He's got the economics degree, and he knows the math does not add up if you're going to trade buckets from this point on. I could figure that one out.
There's a line there, but I'm just going to let it go.
Okay. And there's a positive for Iowa.
It's a chance for me to remind everybody that you make fun of yourself, that you're twice an academic All-American at Duke.
Thank you, Vern.
And, well, you told me to say that.
I did.
Look at the checker.
That's why I'm relying on you for the technology from now on.
Yeah. Don't waste your time. Into the corner. Woodbury backs in. Nice jumper, but too soft. Offensive board. Gasell. Now they hit only 40% in the first half, and they're off for a donut here. Yeah, I'm just looking at Fran McCaffrey and reading about him before. He's a Philly guy, as we've said.
Right.
He played with one of your teammates, Gene Banks.
He sure did.
Yeah.
Tinkerbell from Philadelphia. He's a great player, a teammate of ours in 1978 when we went to the lost in the championship game.
Iowa fouls up 14, Peter John. His second.
Iowa Villanova, the winner of this one, goes to Louisville for a Thursday encounter with Miami. Jim Larinaga having a heck of a year down there with the Hurricanes. That foul is on Peter Jock. That's his second. Jay Wright.
Miami playing well, aren't they, with Rodriguez leading the way? And
oh, gosh, yes.
They get some nice balance in their team. And we're seeing balance at both ends of the floor for Villanova so far.
Jalen Brunson has it in his hands now. Guarded by Clemens.
They only really have to play half as well as they did in the first half, Aaron, to put this one away. But let's see if Iowa. I know Iowa's not going to go away from an aggressive standpoint and work at it.
Nice feed. Jalen Brunson off the glass after the feed from Ochefu. And here's Utah. See if he does get more aggressive. That one off the back rim. Outlet pass, Hart. No numbers here, but it doesn't matter.
Maybe they knocked them out in the first half because they're coming after them again, Villanova. The question becomes, I'm sure Jay Wright worried about it, how do you play at that pace? And they played that pace for the first 2 minutes here in the second half.
Well, remember, he told Allie as they went into the locker room, I don't think we can equal that defensively in the second half. That was extraordinary, what we saw from Villanova. Bear getting ready to come back in for Iowa. Here's Jenkins. Jumper, Arcidiacono. Leave him that open and say goodnight.
And the thing is that what's impressed me the most about Villanova is the fact that they're getting these shots in stride. They go to the basket. If Iowa catches up to them to close the drive to the basket, their kickouts have been exceptional so far.
Another turnover. That was off the pass of Clemens. And now Brunson, the lead is at 30, and we've still got 17 minutes to play. Jenkins. Nope. It's going to be a foul on Hart.
We talk about the balance for Villanova. Here's that cut to the basket. Relatively simple. A little drift. More difficult shot by Hart. And here's the one I really like. Just to drive it to the middle of the floor if I was going to close the lane up. And Jay Wright's squad. I mean, I don't think, as he touched on with Allie, I mean, whether he could duplicate the second half defensively, but I'd flip to the offense and say, you know, over the last 3 or 4 years, Jay, have you really seen any of your teams play this well at the offensive end of the floor?
Little blood on the floor. Hart was cut, so he's getting medical attention on the bench. And that was taken care of expeditiously. How about this defensive effort? We're going to talk about this for a long time.
And what they do off the turnovers, too. Never allowing Iowa to get into any of their sets in the half court. And just about every time out front, foul line extended. Whenever they had the basketball, they were off to the races, making life easy on the transition.
12 points off turnovers for Villanova, none for Iowa. Feed the middle, take the jumper. Tipped out by Achefu. And Gasell gets caught over the back.
Foul is number 10, Mike Gasell. His second, teams.
Tonight on CBS, the world's greatest detective uncovers a group of real-life superheroes. Don't miss this Super Elementary on its new night, tonight at 10, 9 Central, only CBS. Back outside, Arcidiacono. Another one that's inside the arc, that's for 2.
And once again, Vern, you see where Hart got in trouble. 3 guys collapsed on him, and Arch is smart enough as they come back with a 2-on-1 again. Here we go, layup.
Oh, no, be unselfish.
Exactly. I mean, you have choices. I mean, Iowa just can't do anything.
Well, something. Bear has been the lone bright light for the Hawkeyes in this game.
And Bear played well in that first half with 8 points.
Turnover. Dom Ewell loses it out of bounds.
Well, here's another turnover, and off they go. 2-on-1, back and forth. As you touched on, Vern, very unselfish. That's why they're pretty good.
The following is based on a true feeling.
So what do you think? You know me so well.
And that's what it feels like when there's a Century 21 agent in the house. Smarter, bolder, faster. Ranked highest overall satisfaction for first-time and repeat home buyers and sellers 2 years in a row by J.D. Power.
Own the detour. Own the view. Own the scenic route. The Own the Adventure sales event is happening now. Land Rover, above and beyond.
Devin, so I see you're becoming a teenager. I think it's about time we had that talk.
About the Hawks and the Hornets.
Dad, I'm not going to talk about that with you.
Well, our State Farm agent said he'd add you to our car insurance when you're ready to drive.
Helping you plan for what's ahead.
Ever since Jim signed up for Lowe's personalized lawn care plan, I've been up on my hind legs trying to get a better view of his grass. It's so beautiful. Oh, cramp, cramp. My tiny unicorn legs can't take it.
Now get 20% off Pennington Smart Seed at Lowe's.
Lil Wayne drinking some tea. Lil Wayne fighting some robots in outer space. Lil Wayne sitting on the couch. Lil Wayne in a canoe with Wesley Snipes. Oh, hey, Wesley Snipes. I was just in the canoe with you.
Cool.
Lil Wayne talking to Wesley Snipes. Lil Wayne surfing in Thailand with Wesley Snipes.
Very cool.
The new virtual reality-powered Galaxy S7 Edge.
You've seen a lot of schools, but chances are none of them like this. And tonight, you'll see how it's changing so many lives on 60 Minutes.
Time is running out. He shoots. He scores! That pill may make him a genius, but he did this one all on his own. Catch a new Limitless CBS Tuesday.
Greg Gumbel in New York with an All-State Good Hands update. The finalists for the 2016 Naismith Trophy were announced today. They are Virginia's Malcolm Brogdon, Buddy Hield of Oklahoma, Kentucky's Tyler Ulis, and Denzel Valentine of Michigan State. The winner will be announced Final Four Sunday down in Houston. Vern, Jim, and Allie, back to you.
All right, Greg, thank you. We could use your help here, 65-34. If you got any stories you'd like to just push your all-talk key and join us in our broadcast.
Love to have you.
65-34.
Utah and Jock not getting into any. They're not getting any clean touches even, Vern. They can't get into any kind of rhythm at the offensive end. And look at the ball hop.
Yeah. I mean, crisp.
Yes.
Quick passes. Archie Diacono. Mom and Dad are here. Both Villanova grads. Ochefu. Nope.
And he coming off the good game against Asheville. He's really only 1 for 3. They haven't needed him on the inside presence.
Yeah, he really played well in that Asheville game. Had 17 points. Was excellent defending. This time they score over Ochefu. 65-36. Last time Villanova was in the Final Four, they got there by defeating Pittsburgh in the regional finals. Choose your favorite player on the court or for your taste with Coca-Cola and the NCAA tournament. One of the concourse food stands.
That worked.
Yeah. Synergy. And for more on Archie Diacono, here's Allie.
Yes, Vern, you mentioned that his parents both went to school at Villanova, so of course they wanted him to play there more than anything. But for Jay Wright, it was a really tough decision. He knew he was a local legend. So if he committed to Nova, he wanted to make sure that he was going to be great, that he could be a star, or he didn't want to take the chance. So when Ryan was really close to signing with Florida, Wright saw him play at an AAU tournament against a very athletic team and said that Ryan absolutely dominated. And it was that moment that he went all in on him, and he almost lost him to Florida. And trust me, Mrs. Archie Diacono was not happy about that. She was on the phone with Coach Wright in tears saying, please don't let him go to Florida. We have to get him to Nova.
And he did. And now you know the rest of the story, as Paul Harvey would say.
What a fabulous career. And Jay knew he was up against a decent recruiter and coach in Billy Donovan.
67-38. Utah has had a bit of a rest. He's getting ready to come back in. Only 5 points today. That one's for Bear. Puts it in.
Interesting enough, too, Vern, without Bear's contributions, he has 13 points of the 40. He averages 5 points a game. Where would they have been? What's this score look like without his contributions?
Archie Diacono, look at that pass. Back outside, he was on the line. Well, we mentioned the Archie Diaconos. Joe and Patty. Patty's a nurse, good friend of Patty Wright, Jay's wife. Joe is in the medical services sales area. Time to relax.
I was just thinking the same exact thing. Relax a little bit while you can.
I think they're going to enjoy Louisville. That's as bold as I'm going to get. 67 to 40. Whoops, off his foot.
Yep, his own foot.
Loose ball, Utah.
And Iowa has no choice but just to come up and try to press, try to trap as much as they can, but the ball handlers are very, very good. There we go.
Brunson, put back from Bridges, no. Saved by Chefu. This is for 3. Iowa.
Is that what your English grammar school teacher coming out just then a little bit with
Yeah. I enjoyed sitting in the corner. State of Iowa 4-0. How about that? Iowa State, Northern Iowa. And the Big East is 4-3. 2 of 5 still in. Villanova and Xavier.
Kristen Williams.
67-42. Got it. That's just inside the arc. So Utah now with 7 points, 3 of 6 from the field.
There haven't been many confident sets. I would say that was one of maybe 5 confident sets that Iowa has had.
A 13-2 Hawkeye run now.
Well, the one good thing about Iowa right now is that they are competing. Right? You know, you can't make all your shots. You know, things are going to happen. You'll turn the ball over, but play hard.
And they do. Jock saves it. Here comes Kristen Williams. He threw it away. 3-on-3, no hurry at all.
And it's a blend of taking time off the clock at 11:30. And you still want to get into your sets and play it aggressively, but you don't have to go quickly at all. There's a little lob.
Well, another turnover. Getting a little sloppy here, but Villanova still leads 67-44.
Captain Obvious, why are you running for president?
Because it's a lot faster than walking for president.
Captain Obvious, no.
Have you found a running mate? I think I just did.
No, you didn't.
This press conference is over.
That's the wrong way, sir.
Supported by Hotels.com.
Hey, TJ, staring contest. Me and you. Go. You're gonna flinch. Your eyes are hurting. You're about to break. Yeah, there it was.
Do you even have eyes behind those?
If you treated your car like greasy fast food treats your body,
Hey, Steve.
Hey.
you'd have to walk everywhere. So say no to greasy fast food and treat your body right with the delicious rotisserie-style chicken sandwich from Subway. Made with our new hand-pulled all-white meat chicken raised without antibiotics. All on our freshly baked bread. The Subway Sandwich Shop. Fresh is what we do.
Dad, you could just drop me off right here.
No, I'll take you up to the front of the school. It's where your friends are.
Seriously, it's really fine.
You don't want to be seen with your dad?
No.
Is this about a boy?
Dad, stop, please.
Oh, there's Tracy.
What? Bye, Dad.
It brakes when you don't. Forward collision warning and autonomous emergency braking available on the newly redesigned Passat from Volkswagen.
I'm getting slow in my old age, Alfred.
Even you got too old to die young, not for lack of trying.
The greatest gladiator match in the history of the world. Son of Krypton versus Bat of Gotham.
Well, here I am.
Experience it in IMAX. Rated PG-13.
Sure, we all picked a 12th seed to beat a 5th seed. And of course, some team is going to bust brackets all the way to the championship. But if you want to see a real Cinderella story, look right here. Southwest is having a sale. Fly for as little as $69 one way, and that's no fairy tale. Book now at southwest.com. Low fares, nothing to hide. That's transparency.
Time now for the degree move of the game. How about this three from Phil Hart and the layup? Phil Wood. Beg your pardon. Phil Booth. Well, anyway, the crowd applauded the way I did that.
They sure did. And Villanova, Vern, one of the things we have to touch on with when they played Asheville the other night, they had 5 guys in double figures. They generally, right around 5 guys on average this year, are averaging double figures, and now they have 4 guys in double figures. So I think if you ask Jay Wright one thing, he likes to win big, but if he can get a balanced attack, that really helps you in the NCAA tournament.
Loose ball. Timeout. Iowa. 11:08 to go. Villanova hoping to make a trip to Louisville.
Every day you read headlines about businesses being hacked and intellectual property being stolen. That is cybercrime, and it affects each and every one of us. Microsoft created the Digital Crimes Unit to fight cybercrime. We use the Microsoft Cloud to visualize information so we can track down the criminals.
When it comes to the cloud, trust and security are paramount.
We're building what we learn back into the cloud to make people and organizations safer.
This is what precision feels like. Magnetic Ride Control actively monitors road conditions 1,000 times per second to deliver a comfortable ride.
1,000 times, huh?
Yep, per second.
How about that?
This is the new, meticulously crafted 2016 Sierra Denali from GMC. This is the precision of professional grade. Now during the GMC Pro Grade event, get nearly $8,300 total value when you trade up to the specially equipped 2016 Sierra Crew Cab SLT.
No one's the same without the game of football, like Carrie Airy One, who writes, I just picked a middle row seat by the bathroom and started a conversation with the weirdo next to me. It's an 8-hour flight. Why? No football. That's why.
All day long, I saw bland boiled hot dogs. Bang! Burger King's got a good idea here. Flame grilled hot dogs, hey!
Introducing Grilled Dogs. Flame grilled to perfection and made with 100% beef. Get them now. Only at Burger King.
When you put on a pair of Maui Jim sunglasses, the world begins to look different. Colors are more vivid. Contrast is clearer. Details are crisper. Wherever your vision leads you, beauty follows. With polarized lenses that eliminate glare and enhance color, Maui Jim sunglasses won't change the world. They'll change the way you see it. Color, clarity, detail. Maui Jim.
Every auto insurance policy has a number. But not every insurance company understands the life behind it. Those who have served our nation have earned the very best service in return. USAA. We know what it means to serve. Get an auto insurance quote and see why 92% of our members plan to stay for life.
Villanova with 4 starters, each with 5 field goals. That's a bit of balance.
Yep, that's their trademark. And when they all touched the basketball and they were all playing with confidence as they did right from the get-go, it was pretty good. And
how do you like that? Does that make you happy? I think it does.
Puts new meaning to dancing in March.
Or maybe March Madness. 11 to go, and that one is going to be off of.
I thought that ball was bounced off Utah's foot.
So did Jay Wright.
Maybe the only break they've gotten this afternoon.
Right. And a foul called
Villanova foul is on number 15, Ryan Archidiakono. His first.
Foul is on Archie Diacono. Iowa Villanova winner goes up against Miami. Kansas defeated UConn last night, so they'll be in Louisville as well. Back outside, Utah. Nope. And a foul is going to be called, I think, on Daryl Jenkins. Second round coverage of the NCAA Division I Women's Basketball Championship begins today on ESPN, ESPN2, and Watch ESPN. For more information on game times and listings, go to ncaa.com. It was on Reynolds.
Back in for Villanova, number 2, Chris Jenkins, and number 5, Phil.
That shot kind of sums it up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Just the feeling. You know, one of the things, too, from Villanova's perspective, Vern, when you go up 30 points, you know, and you're really dominating the play, people say, well, why don't they just keep going? It's difficult sometimes as a player. You want to keep doing it, you know, playing as well as you can, but you naturally just pull back the throttle a little bit. And when you pull back on your sets and run the clock out a little bit more, notice we haven't seen Villanova run the ball up the floor that much in this half. So now they're playing a little bit more controlled, and you just don't have the efficiency and the ease that they had in the first half.
Booth turnaround. Knocked out of bounds. Touch last by Josh Hart. Iowa ball. 67-44. 10:18 to go. Jay Rogers coaching the official over on that far side. Still.
They have to. What else is he going to do over there?
Yeah, well, that's good. Doesn't need to coach his guys. Not now. Here's Utah. Backs out, closely guarded. Jenkins was there. Jock. Shot clock at 7. Phil Booth with the rebound for the Wildcats.
Just not many easy looks.
Now the noise you hear is from the Villanova faithful. They're standing behind the Wildcat bench. Turnover. Yeah, there's not the same energy in this building that we had in the first half.
No, from really the Nova team also doesn't have the energy either,
yeah.
You know, which I understand in terms of pulling back the throttle a little bit, but you know, Iowa just can't make a couple of shots in a row. They maybe could have gotten this thing under 20 if you're really the positive thinker, Vern, but they got to climb. Just, Villanova remembers with the guard play that they have and the perimeter play offensively, just really don't turn it over all that much carelessly.
Entry pass. Daniel Lechefu off the pass from Hart. 69-44.
He's only got 4 points. He has 11 rebounds, though. 2 block shots. So when they didn't need his scoring in the first half.
Utah goes to the ground. He was fouled. Lechefu, let's take another look at him.
So one of the things that he does well is see how he pushes the defender just slightly up the middle of the floor towards the free throw line. When you get him leaning that way, it's a perfect time for your guard to say, okay, defensively, you've pushed him out of the way. Now I can put the ball towards the basket. Jenkins called for the foul on Utah.
Utah in the ball game, 9 points on 4 of 9. 80+% free throw shooter. He's missed 2 today. He's just been off his game.
And we'll give credit to the defensive effort of the perimeter going after him also. I was surprised that they didn't try to post him up once or twice. I know he's doesn't post up all the time, but he runs some baseline cuts. I didn't see any of them in the first half for him.
Jalen Brunson on for Villanova. 2 for 2 for Utah. So he is in double figures. He joins Nicholas Baer off the Iowa bench as the only 2 Hawkeyes in double figures. And whoa, Villanova almost had a 3-man radio booth there.
Again.
Yeah, Utah was right there. Archidiakono, Brunson, Reynolds, Mikal Bridges. That's the 5 on the floor for Villanova. Nice. Oh, I thought it was a clean block. Official had a better view.
You're probably going to see a little bit of hand on the ball, but also the body. And here comes maybe across the arm. Not much of a foul, but one team aggressive off the bounce. And Fran McCaffrey and his troops are still trying to figure this one out. And I start to think, too, with a team like how Villanova is built, shooting the three, enough blend in the inside, but, what happens if 2 of your guys are not hitting that three? And what they did show me earlier in this game was they're not afraid to drive it. And I think they set the tone by driving to the basket early in this game to show people that they do have the ability to go after the glass.
They're perfect from the free throw line now, 9 of 9. Long jumper, put back is good. Bear, he's had some effective minutes off the bench. 15 points now to lead all Iowa scores. Trap, not saved. Brunson gets it back outside.
Nova averaging 77 points for the season. Already at 71.
Here's Utah. There's a nice strong drive. Controlled the basketball, laid it in gently. Has his degree in economics. Working on a master's degree in sports management now. Jared Uthoff.
Get a little turnover.
Yep.
Gazelle with the stop on the sideline.
71-50. Villanova leads it.
To achieve financial security, there are two halves to consider: protect and grow. Instead of focusing on insurance or investments alone, we bring them together into one whole picture. At Northwestern Mutual, we guide you along your path by combining personalized investments and world-class insurance. That's one of the reasons 96% of our clients stay with us year after year. At Northwestern Mutual, we help you live life differently.
Verizon is the #1 network in America. I know you're thinking they all claim stuff like that. Yeah, but some of them stretch the truth a little bit. Like this: faster, more reliable, and better coverage than ever. And it shows the coverage there. Oh, hold on. Oh, map is not a depiction of coverage. What's the point? I'm speechless.
Only Verizon has the largest 4G LTE network in America. And now if you buy a Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge, you get one free.
Sup. All right, we all wearing our lucky socks, right?
Check.
Blue cooler?
Check.
Green cooler?
Check.
Rabbit's foot?
I got 4. Wait, the last time we won, we were in different seats.
Good call. Can't believe we almost forgot that.
I was driving last time, but I drove last time. Okay, we're gonna lose.
Best-in-class cargo space plus best-in-class performance. The all-new BMW X1. See your local BMW center today for details.
At Jiffy Lube, we want you to have it all: expertise and convenience. That's why with our range of services and our award-winning training program, you can be sure to find our expert technicians around almost every corner.
Jiffy Lube, leave worry behind. 40 years ago, they thought it was impossible to brew a great-tasting light beer. So we got to brewing and told them to sip on this. The original light beer. Spelled different because it's brewed different.
Get everybody out of the house. No.
New tribes, new temptations.
Nick looks like a Greek god.
Debbie might have a crush on me. She probably does.
New Survivor, CBS Wednesday.
At one point, Villanova led by 34. It's now 21. Field goal percentage still excellent. And Jared Utoff struggling for the most part today.
Started with the first 2 possessions where he made a bucket, and then everything else just collapsed, really. And the collapsing was really more so from the defense every time he put the ball down. But then he started to find his stroke a little bit. So right now he's 5 for 10 from the floor. And still, you look up and you're down 21. That 5 for 10 really doesn't help you a whole lot.
Yeah, with 7 minutes to go, Utoff gets it back outside to Gazelle. Entry pass. And a foul called on Mikal Bridges, the redshirt freshman from Malvern, Pennsylvania.
Using both sides of the floor, that allows you to get a guy in the baseline when the perimeter opens up, and by Villanova doing their work on the perimeter, not letting Iowa find any quick shots. And even the free throws haven't been going down for Iowa today.
This is Woodbury at the line, the senior out of Sioux City. 7'1", 250. And one of the heroes in the overtime win, his putback at the buzzer provided Iowa with a 2-point victory over the Temple Owls.
It's a pass that they were working on in practice yesterday, Vern, when they knew the trap and the press was going to come. You go over the top on your entry pass. It's a simple thing, but it breaks the press almost with one pass.
6:40 to go. And the lead is 20. Jenkins. That is for 3. This is the first game of 2 here at Barclays in Brooklyn. And take a look at the East bracket, will you? North Carolina, Indiana will play in Philly on Friday. Notre Dame and Stephen F. Austin, approximate tip time of 2:40. That's the second game here. And I hope all of you had at least a bit of a chance to watch the Lumberjacks of Stephen F. Austin. Not many in the country know about them, but they're learning.
Well, West Virginia knows.
Yeah.
And they play the same style of pace that West Virginia does. So they're very, on the defensive end, a whole lot of fun to watch. And whether they can duplicate that effort, Notre Dame is hoping not.
Gazelle got him.
Iowa foul is number 10, Mike Gazelle. His 4th, team 5th.
That's his 4th.
Back in for Iowa number 5, Anthony Clemens. He replaces Mike Gazelle.
Anthony Clemens on. That is the 5th team foul on Iowa. Archie Diacono. Reach around. That was a nice move. Get out of the way of the ball. Ain't gonna touch me.
Clemens started out early in this game, if you recall, Vern, from a point guard defensively. 2 quick fouls took him out of the game.
Here's Clemens. Peter Jock. And 1.
Shows you a little bit of the ability of Jock, the way he can take the ball. He's a good shooter, too, from the outside. And that's why Arcidiacono came out, and he goes flying right by him to the hoop.
Second foul on Darrell Reynolds, and Jock with a free throw. Well, he's an 86% free throw shooter, and almost inexplicably, yesterday, late game situations, he missed the second of 2 free throw attempts. He did it twice.
And after the way that in the regulation, when Iowa fouled this 3-point shooter, DeCozy goes to the line, hits 3 huge free throws. Might have been a walk, but he gets away with it. Somehow Iowa came back and won that game against Temple.
Yeah. That one knocked out of bounds. Let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Thank you, Vern. I'm sitting behind Jalen Brunson on the bench, and I can't help but notice that he's constantly being coached by Coach Wright, by the assistant coaching staff. And I say that because he was shaped as a player by his father, Rick, who had a 9-year NBA career before coaching at the college and the pro levels. And he said he knows the balance between being a dad and being a coach, but he's always trying to make him a better player. He told me a great story about after he won the state championship at Stevenson High School in Illinois. His father said to him, "Congratulations, I'm proud of you, son. But that play won't work at the college level. We have a lot to work on." So always coaching his son.
Well, his dad is in the house. There's Rick.
Replaces Ryan Archidiakono.
And that's what fathers do, Vern.
Yeah, that's right.
Keep the pressure on.
Chew gum and keep your arms folded. Well, he was a star at Temple, 91 to 95. A lot of folks, I think, were in Philadelphia. We're anticipating another game between Temple and Villanova. You ever played in the Palestra?
I did when I was a freshman at Duke.
Did you?
It was a great experience.
Yeah, that's one of those bucket list things.
Exactly. But then again, would Temple would have liked to have been here in this first half trying to guard Villanova?
Well, good point.
I don't think anybody wanted to play Villanova in the first half today.
Villanova 4-0 against the other city teams from the corner. That's this year. Brunson. Shot clock at 5. Nice.
Even when they get the broken plays and Iowa gets a couple of deflections, Villanova figures out a way to get it to happen. Whew. Wow. If he's scoring at the offensive end and playing defense like this to clog up the rim, Villanova against Seton Hall had trouble for a little period of time, but Seton Hall beat Villanova their last loss in the Big East tournament. But if that big fella steps up and continues to play like he did against Asheville defensively and now against Iowa, they'll be in pretty good shape.
Well, that last loss, here's the shot from the corner, taken down. They're going to slow the pace. 4:10 to go in this one. That last loss to Seton Hall in Madison Square Garden in the Big East Championship cost Villanova a #1 seed.
Correct.
And it cost them a potential trip back home because that regional is in Philadelphia. And instead, the winner of this game is going to head to Louisville.
And they just caught Seton Hall at the wrong time. Seton Hall was playing well and had some trouble in their first game.
Time call.
We've been thinking. There's a sound a ball makes when it catches nothing but net. Why does everyone love that sound? It doesn't get you extra points. Maybe it's the precision, accuracy. At GMC, we get that. Nothing separates the men from the boys. Like nothing but net. This is precision. This is GMC. Swish.
There's a hot new deal on McDonald's McPick 2 menu.
Let me get a McPick 2.
Now, pick any 2 of your favorite classics for just $5.
Mix and match, share and savor. Name your flavor.
Choose any 2 iconic tastes. A Big Mac made with 100% beef, flaky filet-o-fish, seared quarter pounder with cheese, or crispy 10-piece chicken McNuggets for just $5. Hurry in for an amazing 2-for-5 deal on the McDonald's taste you love.
Honey, did you call the insurance company?
Not yet. I'm folding laundry. Can you?
No, cleaning the windows.
Well, the living room's a disaster.
You should see the bathroom.
Most insurance companies give you every reason to avoid them.
I'm looking for my keys.
Plants need planting.
Well, the leaves aren't going to rake themselves.
Nationwide is different.
Hon, did you call Nationwide to check on our claim?
We put members first.
Actually, they called me.
Nationwide is on your side.
The exact moment you know you love a home, you should be able to get approved to buy it.
Dude, you're in a video game.
Yo, time to get famous.
Is that the
Boo.
Keep your head in the game.
Do you have what it takes? What if you get sent down? Into the show? Are you...
Focus.
Rated E for everyone.
PlayStation.
The last time Villanova advanced to the Sweet 16 was back in 2009, defeating UCLA in the round of 32 by a score of 89-69. They reached the Elite Eight. Scotty Reynolds, 94 feet for the layup against Pitt as the clock wound down. And Villanova went to its first Final Four since they won the championship 1985 over Georgetown.
And those plays are so memorable, aren't they? Certain ones just stick out.
Scotty Reynolds now playing professionally in Israel, Jay Wright telling us. Here's Utah, step back, and Reynolds with the rebound. Well, they're 3 minutes and 38 seconds from getting that elephant kicked out of the room.
And they might be able to strike up the band right now and dance a little bit further.
Yeah. You know, it's just been almost an obsession with the fans. And Jay Wright said we haven't ignored it. I mean, we're aware that they lost in the first round as a #1 seed. Twice they lost in the second round as a #2 seed. But they are close to not having to discuss that anymore.
And Jay Wright, I'm sure, is thinking, how do I get my guys to just kind of play a little smarter right the last minute or two so we can end it on an up note, even though this is a huge up note, up 22.
You know, it just strikes me, if you had Jay Wright's clothing allowance, you could feed a family of 5 for 6.5 months. Why do I think that's not off the rack?
I don't think so either.
On the line for Villanova, Darryl Reynolds, shooting 1 and 1.
He didn't have to really break a sweat in that suit today either, did he?
No.
Paul Bridges checks in for
One or two early calls from the officials. Jay was working it, but this was...
Jay came by before the game, and he said, rather quietly, I hope to see you next week. And then he paused and looked at us. He said, I really hope to see you next week. As if to say, we got to win this thing. And they will. Layup is good. 3 minutes to go. Brunson to the right, gets it. I like his game.
Yeah, I do too. And, you know, having the guards, when they get a lead, and obviously they've been playing with this from 30 points or so, 34-point lead, you envision the next stop when it's a close game, having these guards that shoot the ball well, and as a team, they're just under, 80% as a team. How do you come back if they get a lead on you?
Foul is on Bear. Jared Uthoff, his career about to come to an end. As we said, he's in graduate school, seeking a career. He's an academic All-American. As a matter of fact, he was the academic player of the year. And he's got so many skills. Jared Uthoff.
Yeah, a great career, and you feel sadly that it wasn't everybody in this tournament, except the winner, goes home basically demoralized and crying. But you just like to see guys who've put in that effort at least play a competitive game. And if you lose, so be it. This one was pretty much over at the 10-minute mark in the first half.
Sure was. And Archie Diacono gets a chance to rest. He's got another game to play. Here's Uthoff. Yes.
Gets a shot off fast, though, doesn't he?
You bet.
Iowa calls a 30-second timeout.
Iowa calls time at 79-61.
Check me out. I'm a do-it-yourselfer. All the enthusiasm and optimism, but none of the skill or ability. It's like I've got an appetite for destruction, and my house is an all-you-can-eat buffet. If you got the wrong home insurance, you could be DIY. Uh-oh. You could be DIYing these payments yourself. So get an Allstate agent and be protected from mayhem, like you.
Tomorrow, what happens after the Girl of Steel turns on her own city? Catch a new Supergirl tomorrow at 8, 7 Central, only CBS. Well, Iowa Hawkeyes, oh, here's the apple pass. That was relatively easy.
I don't think Supergirl is going to help.
No, I don't either. Clemens, 4 senior starters for the Hawkeyes. Jock is the only one who will return.
His first team night.
How about Villanova's last play?
Just go over the top. Iowa obviously just leaning towards the ball, pressuring. Good time to go over the top for the layup. And it's much easier to go over the top when you lead them by 18 at that point than it is when you're up 2.
Anthony Clemens, one of the 4 seniors. 5 points now.
On a concept, Vern, too, I was thinking in the first half, you know, the way it was going for Villanova, you can't do this in sports, but you're playing so well and you're shooting so well, you almost want to bottle some of it and bring it to the next game and hope there's a carryover, but it doesn't work that way. So Jay Wright knows who's ever up next for him, they have to continue to play this defense like they have this afternoon and hope they get transition points on it.
Reynolds will go back to the line. Well, Villanova, many thought all year, really. They've reached number 1 for the first time ever on February 8th, but one of 6 number 1 teams in the AP poll. They lose to Seton Hall, but they've obviously gotten it together now. Can they run the table?
Well, you know what, Vern, can they shoot their way to a championship? Okay. I think it's going to come to that because they will run across teams that have big guys down low that will squeeze the middle of the floor on them. But, you know, you watch them in the first half, and I haven't seen many teams this year play a better half of basketball. The question becomes, can they duplicate that? I don't think you can. That's how good that was in the first half.
Clemens back at the line.
And again, with this so far, this first weekend, who knows what's going to happen? You know, quite candidly, I did not think you were going to have Seton Hall go up 30 on Iowa.
Yeah.
You know, so that was a surprise to me in the beginning of this game that they really did it so easily and so confidently. And they just, you know, I'm not saying that Iowa didn't show up. I think that's a negative because guys come and they really want to play and they go for it. But Villanova made it seem like they didn't show up today.
Yeah, at one point up 34 points.
Right.
That's his 5th personal.
54-29 at the half. And Mike Gazelle has just fouled out. He's another of the seniors out of South Sioux City, Nebraska. So his career as a Hawkeye has come to an end.
It's amazing how the emotions change, too. Vern, you remember the other night with the win against Temple, the buzzer beater? The fans over there for Iowa, the team exploded in joy, and now you can't find a smile anywhere.
One of 2, Peter Jock rebound. Clemens got it.
Anthony Clemens.
It's been pretty easy breaking that press, hasn't it?
Sure has.
Bang. Oh.
Well.
Back in for Villanova, number 3, Josh Hart, number 15, Orion Archie.
This is odd.
Yeah, it is. He's putting I don't know maybe what. He's putting Archie Diacono back on the floor.
Isn't it pretty much the starters?
Yes, Ochefu is back on the floor. Hart is back on the floor. Jenkins, he's got his starting 5 back.
Trying to figure this one out, whether or not Jay Wright is thinking the end of the game he would want this team on the floor, but I don't get that. And the other thing I can think of is he can't be that nervous with 1:15 left.
No. Hart, they'll work on the clock, back outside, jumper at the buzzer, and it will count. That's what he had in mind.
Good move, Jay.
That's what he had in mind. Let's milk the clock and hit a 3.
Well, now more subs are coming up.
Yep. And a standing O for Villanova from its fans.
Not a subs. I don't know what's going on in their bench over there.
No.
They're taking jerseys off. They're putting them back on. I don't know what they're doing.
Well, Jay is going to clean. Oh, dear.
That's not going to.
Watch out. Clemens. Now he's trying to apologize, but oh, brother. Archie Diacono comes in to have a conversation. Nice piece of officiating.
Sure was.
Mike Stevens got there really quickly.
You know, I thought the worst of this came to watch right now with the headbutt.
Yeah.
Inadvertently, Arch goes against Woodbury, and you see him back out of there, and now they're just holding on to one another. That's okay. I mean, it just tangled up. Even if it wasn't a blowout, I think you let that go.
Archie Diacono hits the free throw.
Now, maybe he did this to show the appreciation for these guys coming out.
That could be. Maybe that's it, you know? Okay, they're out with 30.2 seconds to go in the game.
You know, and Jay may be figuring also, do all of these fans travel with them to the next site? So maybe this is the last time some of these people will see them play this season in person. So,
and Utah gets a standing O from the Iowa fans. Not much to cheer about for the last 2.5 hours. But Jared Uthoff's career comes to an end. He has 16 points, 6 rebounds. Ryan Archie Diacono, last starter off the court. Jumper, got it. Andrew Fleming, the freshman, with the basket.
Well, the second half was okay, Vern.
Yeah.
First half, that was a haymaker. That was a big old haymaker that Villanova threw at Iowa.
Like they got hit with elephant tusks. You can go ahead and kick the elephant out of the room. Moving forward, as they say. Jared Uthoff, brilliant career for the Hawkeyes. Archie Diacono and his head coach, Joe and Patty, Archie Diacono. They will be in Louisville, we know that. Coming up on CBS, back with Stephen F. Austin and Notre Dame. Our final score, 87-68. For Allie LaForce, Jim Spanarkel, Vern Lundquist will send you to our New York studio for Capital One Tournament Central. That comes up after these messages.
Out on the town or in for the night, AT&T helps keep everyone connected. Right now at AT&T, buy the new Samsung Galaxy S7 and get one free. No matter how you hang out,